Welcome back, gamers and movie fans, to Real Talk, where we dive into everything cinema. Have you ever wondered which video game movies actually smashed it? Today we're diving into the top 10 best video game adaptations ever made. We've seen plenty of disappointments over the years, but not this list. These are the ones that actually got it right. Let's get cracking. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Uncharted, starring Tom Holland as a younger version of the beloved treasure hunter Nathan Drake. This movie had big shoes to fill. Fans of the game were skeptical, and rightfully so. How do you capture the magic of a high-octane action-adventure game in a 2-hour film? Surprisingly, Uncharted didn't completely fumble the treasure. Holland brings a fresh, energetic take to Drake, and Mark Wahlberg as Sully. Well, it's not exactly the Sully we know, but it works. The action sequences are adrenaline pumping, with set pieces that feel straight out of the game, like the plane scene that mimics the Uncharted 3 sequence. Critics weren't as kind to the plot, calling it predictable and missing some of the depth the games offer. But hey, this is an action movie, not Shakespeare. It may not be a masterpiece, but it's a fun ride for fans and newcomers alike. Coming in at number 9 is the Halo series. Let's be real, Halo fans have been waiting for this adaptation patiently for what feels like forever. When it finally dropped in 2022, the response was a bit mixed. On one hand, Halo delivered some incredible visuals, bringing the world of Spartans and Covenant to life in ways we hadn't seen before. The battle scenes? Absolutely epic, with intense gunfights and explosions that felt straight out of the games. But, and it's a big but, where the series falters is in its storyline. It took creative liberties with Master Chief's character, and fans were split on how the show handled his personality and backstory. It's not the exact Halo we know from the games, but as a standalone sci-fi show, it's solid entertainment. Just don't go in expecting a one-to-one adaptation. At number 8, we've got the speedy blue hedgehog in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, if you told me years ago that a Sonic movie would work, I'd have laughed. But Sonic 2 is pure fun, and somehow they nailed it. Again, Jim Carrey steals the show once more as Dr. Robotnik, bringing the right mix of insanity and comic flair. But what makes this sequel even better than the first is the introduction of Tails and Knuckles. The dynamic between Sonic and his new pals feels like it was ripped straight from the games. The movie doesn't take itself too seriously, and that's its strength. It's fast-paced, colourful, and packed with Easter eggs for long-time fans. If you're looking for a good time with zero expectations of depth, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 delivers. Number 7 goes to a movie that surprised us all, Gran Turismo. Racing games don't typically make for great adaptations, right? But Gran Turismo flips the script by focusing on the true story of Jan Mardenborough, a gamer who becomes a real-life professional racer. What makes this movie stand out is that it doesn't rely on the flashy, over-the-top racing sequences, although don't get me wrong, there are plenty of those. Instead, it taps into the human element, the journey of turning a virtual passion into reality. The cinematography puts you right into the driver's seat, capturing the thrill and danger of high-speed racing. If you're a fan of motorsports or just love a good underdog story, Gran Turismo is definitely worth the watch. Sliding in at number 6 is The Warriors, 1979. Now this one may be controversial as yes, technically the movie came before the video game, but Rockstar Games later adapted it into a stellar action-packed game. The gritty world of street gangs in 1970s New York is brought to life in this cult classic, and the video game did justice to that same brutal, raw energy. The Warriors is an intense, atmospheric film with iconic lines. It's a visually striking film that blends action, suspense, and that grimy underground vibe. While it started as a movie, the video game adaptation that followed made it one of the best crossovers between film and gaming. I have personally played the game years ago and loved it. The similarity between the two productions is impressive. Fatalities have never looked so good. At number 5, we have Mortal Kombat. This 2021 reboot was exactly what we wanted. Brutal, bloody, and full of fan service. They didn't hold back on the gory details, and that's what made it stand out. Unlike the 1995 version, this one wasn't afraid to embrace the R rating. The fight choreography was top notch, giving us some of the most intense hand-to-hand combat scenes in any video game movie. It's not perfect, the story is a bit weak, and some of the acting feels a bit stiff, but Mortal Kombat never pretended to be high art. It knows what it is, a violent, action-packed thrill ride, perfect for fans of the franchise. Taking the number 4 spot is Super Mario Bros. Now let's just forget about the nightmare that was the 1993 version, because this 2023 reboot was the one we've been waiting for. It's visually stunning, and unlike its predecessor, this film gets Mario. The story is straightforward but packed with the kind of charm and humour you'd expect from a Mario game. The Mushroom Kingdom is vibrant, and the characters Mario, Luigi, Peach and Bowser are lovable and feel true to their pixelated counterparts. There are so many Easter eggs hidden throughout the film, making it a treasure hunt for long-time Nintendo fans. While it's more of a fun family movie than a deep story, it's a near-perfect adaptation of one of the most iconic games of all time. At number 3 is The Witcher, and yes, I know it's more of a series, but it deserves its spot here. Henry Cavill as Geralt of Rivia is nothing short of perfection. The Witcher brings the gritty, morally complex world of the games and books to life in a way that few adaptations manage. The sword fights are beautifully choreographed, and the monsters, they look as terrifying as you'd hope. But what really elevates this adaptation is its storytelling. It's dark, complicated and unafraid to dive into mature themes. Sure, the timeline jumps in Season 1 confused a lot of people, but the depth of the world building more than makes up for it. For fans of the Witcher franchise, this series is a dream come true. Taking the second spot is Fallout, a world where post-apocalyptic survival, mutated creatures and retro-futuristic charm collide. While many adaptations struggle to capture the essence of their source material, Fallout does the opposite. It fully immerses us in the iconic wasteland with its complex factions and morality-driven choices. The Fallout movie perfectly embodies the heart of the game, from the eerie silence of abandoned vaults to the chaotic violence of the Brotherhood of Steel. It's a gritty survival story that captures the desolation and unpredictability fans adore. And don't even get me started on the killer visuals and action sequences. It's everything a Fallout fan could want. And finally, taking number 1 spot on our list, we have The Last of Us, a groundbreaking adaptation that has set a new standard for video game adaptations. This HBO series starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey meticulously translates the emotional depth and intense storytelling of the game into a television masterpiece. The show captures the harrowing journey of Joel and Ellie with remarkable fidelity, delivering a powerful narrative that resonates deeply with both fans of the game and newcomers. The attention to detail, character development, and atmospheric world building make it a standout adaptation that proves video game stories can be just as compelling on screen as they are in gameplay. And that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 best video game movie adaptations. What did you think? Did your favourite make the list? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more content like this. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.